Creek. This is the third part of our series, and we are back in the Springson Trailer Park. Today we will be building, well, I forgot their names. Hold on. I cannot remember names for the life of me. I'm sorry. Today we we will be working on Ileana's and her son Julian's trailer. Now, there's not a lot of like Vietnamese representation in The Sims, and I did try to find like a lot of paintings to try and add more like, you know, representation, but there were just so few, and the only ones I could find that weren't like too that weren't like low quality, as in like it just looked like really really bad pixels, were these, and I'm not so sure they're Vietnamese. I think they're more Chinese, but I grabbed these from the gallery just so I could have, you know, something pretty. And yeah, we should get on to it. Now, of course, like if y'all were here for the last part, you know that Ileana's husband died in a fishing accident. He was a fisherman, and they weren't doing so well, and so that's why they moved here to this trailer park. Now, I like to think that Ileana's a really hard-working mother. Like, she works super hard for everything she's got, and she was actually able to afford a bit more than, you know, the young teenage girls that are staying in the trailer park near her. And I mean, I think she brings them food occasionally, like she cooks for them whenever, and watches. I think her name's Lucy. I can't remember the kid's name. She watches the little girl for her older sister, and I think she does that from occasion. But I think she doesn't have much. She has a bit better in some of the quality of her appliances and stuff. And let's see, let's get that. And yeah. Now she is a chef. Ileana is. I'm gonna have to cheat up her level. I think she's like level 4 in that career. And I'm sorry if I keep pausing and getting quiet. I'm not feeling very well today, but I wanted to stream anyway because I like doing this, and I didn't want to record off screen while I did this, because if I did do that, then I'd have to edit, and then it would never get done because I hate editing with a passion. I don't know why editing has to be so damn tedious. It's a pain in the ass, and I don't like it. I wish I had money for an editor. I wish I had money for a lot of things, but, you know. Just go, nah. Guess we'll use the Parenthood ones. Now, I don't think I'll keep these swatches as they are right now. I'm just putting a lot of things down in the order that I need them to. I might change some of their swatches, so like don't freak out. But yeah, how have you guys day gone? I mean, no one's in the chat, but I thought I'd ask because, you know, you never know. Maybe someone will notice me and join this live and be like, "Oh yeah, my day is good," or "My day's awful," or something like that. At least I'll have interaction because I don't get a lot of that. But I'm not complaining. I know not a lot of people have the attention span for lives. Let me get a sip of water. Sorry, I need a sip of water. My throat was drying out. Does anybody else have to trick themselves into drinking water? Like, I've got to put fruit in my water just so I can drink it. Which, I know that sounds like a lot of people are just like, well, there are people out there who don't have access to clean water, and I'm like, you're right. There are. That sucks. But I'm neurospicy. Water is not interesting enough for my brain to go, let's drink that. It's more of a, my God, let's never touch that again. I think a lot of Vietnamese households drink a lot of tea. I could be wrong about that, but because I don't know a lot of stuff about Vietnam. Um, I mean, I don't know a lot of stuff about a lot of things, but I'm learning. So I'm trying. So there's that, you know. But I wish, like, I know that there are more cultural outfits than just the Ao Dai in Vietnamese culture. But due to imperialism, they've lost a lot of it, as well as the fact that they've been trapped and caught up in so many wars. Many of them not their own fault. They didn't want a part in the war, but they just got saddled with it, and yeah, it sucks. I'm gonna get rid of a couple of like these like windows in this room. By the way, this is the bathroom. This is her son's room. This is her room. It's 2 bedroom, 1 bath house. And honestly, I think she got lucky, you know? If you were here yesterday, you'd know a story. I can't remember everything I said right now because I am super tired. I do like this trim though. It's a lovely trim. But yeah, I wish there was more like conservation effort in a lot of Vietnamese culture, like their original culture, not the stuff they got from China or I think Japan invaded them a couple times, as did Korea. I can't remember if they did or not. Don't quote me on that. I'm still learning. I'm trying my best. And I'm not trying to, you know, spread false information. I don't know. Let me Google this real quick because I want to know now. I gotta know. What countries? There's an in countries. Countries have invaded Vietnam. Okay, so from 1956 to 1975, there's the Vietnam War, which was not only between the U.S. and North and South Vietnam, but also involved Cambodia, Laos, South Korea, Thailand, Australia, and New Zealand. Why the hell did we attack New Zealand? Okay, so like a lot of countries have invaded and attacked Vietnam, including Australia and New Zealand and the Khmer Republic. I think that's how you say it. And of course, China. China occupied Vietnam for about 1,000 years, and they used the people as slave labor, providing rice in particular to China. The Chinese leased Vietnam to the French. Oh. Oh Lord, wow. I didn't know that. Oh my God. Honestly, I think every country that's ever invaded Vietnam needs to, at the very least, say fucking sorry. Like, it's my bad, dude. We were assholes. I mean, we still are assholes, but we were assholes. And, you know, help the government out a bit in areas that they're struggling. Be like, yeah, we fucked up, but the reason you got fucked up places right now is because of us. So here we go. Vietnam is a very beautiful country, I've heard, and I would very much so like to visit it one day. I would love to visit it one day. Try some of the food, which I know is probably going to be super spicy for me. But yeah, I didn't know that. I wish they taught that in American schools, but, you know, very few countries are going to teach that they're the bad guys in a lot of conflicts. I mean, Germany is just like, oh yeah, we were assholes in World War II. This is all of our fault. The things we did are unforgivable. But every other country is just like, we were the good guys. Da 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 da. And all that bullshit. So, at least from what I've been exposed to and been able to find. Why did I give her a green stove? She doesn't like green. I think I'll go with this. I think that looks nicer. There we go. I wish we had rice cookers. I do. I wish we had rice cookers. I mean, we had a hot pot. I know there's a lot of Vietnamese restaurants that have hot pot. Never been to a Vietnamese restaurant, but I would like to eat one. Eat at one. But, see, well, it's only the two of them. I think she'd have like a proper table. I do. I think she'd have a proper one. And, yeah. This is probably going to be, if people start watching my videos, this is probably going to be the one where people don't watch. And they're just like, oh my god, she's so out of it. But she's trying her best. In which case, I am trying my best. I am doing my best. I want to do my very best. I don't even know if that's how the song goes. But on another note, does anybody else watch a lot of Chinese dramas? Like, I'm sorry, I can't understand a single word anyone is saying, but I'm reading the subtitles, and while I'm sure that there are some mistranslations at times, because the grammar isn't quite right, and some words don't quite make sense for what's happening in the show, I find them interesting. I love it. I mean, everybody knows, like, Rui's, Love in the Palace and Yangtze Palace, but, I would love if we had access to more Chinese and even Chinese, Vietnamese, South Korean, just in general Asian dramas that weren't, you know, solely in the language that they own. I would love to see them not translated like dubbed, but I would like to see more translations done, because I truly believe that if more people watched these things and there were more translations that were easily accessible, they would do a lot better abroad. Like, and could open up new industry for a lot of those countries. You know, more jobs. Now, hold on, I got a message. I'm doing a few things at once because otherwise I'm not going to be able to focus. Let me see this. Hold on. Alrighty, I'm back. I'm sorry. I've got like important messages that I've got to attend to at times. But I wanted to do this now while I was conscious and add enough awareness of myself to actually do it. A lot of people would be like, do it tomorrow, you don't have to do it today. And I'm like, no, I need a routine, otherwise I'll lose my mind. Do, 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 do. It's far too quiet in this game for my liking. I'm sorry, I'm turning up some of the music. Here we go. See some miscellaneous decorations. What should we put on that table? This looks good. Like, I would love to learn Vietnamese as well as Mandarin and other forms of Chinese and just a lot of languages. I want to learn them, but I hear that Asian languages, especially Mandarin, is exceedingly difficult. And, well, while I like a challenge, I don't like things that are too challenging. Not because I have no interest in them or am incapable of finishing it. It's because my brain is just like, that's hard. Someone's going to call you stupid because you messed up once, so you better stop before you get called stupid. And then I stop because I don't want to get called stupid. And, which I know that in itself is sort of stupid, but also I learn better in person than I do online. Just some of the funsies about being neurospicy. And, there are no teachers down here where I live that would teach me Chinese in person. Or Vietnamese in person. There's no one that can, and there's no one that will. It'd be a lot more fun if there was. But then again, this is Alabama, so, like, we don't even have, like, decent funding for our OAT programs. Shit. Our art programs. If we had OAT programs, they'd probably be shit too, to be honest, though. Nifs. Nifs. I like this art. It looks kind of Dragon Agey to me, though. And this one's lovely, too. It's weird, like, city living came with a lot of, like, cultural decorations. You know, you would probably see in a city. But, when it comes to actually, implementing cultures, they sort of have difficulty with that. I think these are, like, her good pans, like, you know, how everyone has those. I don't know if this is, like, a everywhere thing, but sometimes we've got cookware that we only use when we're for special occasions because it was expensive to buy and we don't want to ruin it. But also at the same time, I'm like, Mom, it's cookware. You're supposed to cook with it. And she's like, no. Only cook with it occasionally. And I'm like, okay, fine. Okay. Whatever. I'm not the best at interior decorating, if you have noticed that or not. Now, I do think her house would have like a couple of holes in it because it's still like a fairly cheap place. So like that there, she covered it up with that. Maybe with over here, you know, one of the pans got swung back a bit too hard. There we go. But I am liking this kitchen. I am. I like it. It's pretty. Now we need to change the curtains in here. I'm going to change them to a red. Well, the one pair of curtains we've got in here. A lot of people are going to be pissy I don't have a window in front of the sink. But honestly, I could care less about that. There we go. But I think I might change the... there's just something off about it. I don't know what it is. I think I might change the tiling. Let's see. Some red in there. Does that work? Yeah, I think that does it better than what I had. Okay, so like... I'm also going to move this hot pot over to this, and then I'm like going to move this over some. Just some, you know? And I'm going to get a carpet, because like, I think they need a carpet in here. I wish we could make kimchi in game. It'd be amazing to make kimchi. And I don't mean like, you know, we make it as when we put it in some food processor or something. I mean, we do it the way that a lot of Koreans do it. On the kitchen floor. See, I think it needs some plants. I remember when Snowy Escape came out. I was excited for it because I loved Japanese culture, but I was so disappointed afterwards. Because, like, how are you going to make a game about Japanese... I mean, a pack mainly from Japanese culture and not have a lot of things from Japanese culture? Like, it don't make sense. And, like, I know that there was one thing that they had in there, like, one big thing, the Shinto shrines and everything. And then everybody got all up in arms about that. And I'm like, it's a part of Japanese culture. Like, I get it. I still think they should have kept it in the game, but kept it like an optional part. Like, you could simply toggle it off that way so people who, you know, actually, whose culture that's actually part of and loved it and celebrate it can have that representation. Oh, hello. How are you doing? I'm losing my mind. But yes, I do think they should have just kept the Shinto shrines in when it came to Snowy Escape. It would have made things significantly better for representation for certain for like Japanese culture. It would have made it a lot easier to represent it. Should I use this? What kind of... I think I'll go with that one. But no. There we go. Now let's see. More paintings. Party starting posters. Oh yeah, I remember when these came out. I loved them so much. I've been thinking of getting them. I mean, putting them in places in other builds, but I'm not sure. Man, Onsen style information plaque. Oh. I never really noticed these in game. I think those are neat. But like, I also, like, I get the not wanting the Shinto shrines in game, especially if you came from a country where, you know, Japan sort of did a lot of shit, like horrible things that they still haven't apologized about or paid any form of reparations for. But and to this day don't actively teach about in their history classes and are trying to cover it up. Which, considering they are like a very honor-bound society, well, yeah. Or at least they claim to be a very honor-bound society, but it's very dishonorable to hide the bad things you've done. Wouldn't it be more honorable to take responsibility for your actions and teach about the shit you did wrong? Or, but yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna get too deep into it. I might actually rewatch Yangtze Palace later today. If you've watched it before, you know how long those episodes are, and you'll probably like, really? You're gonna rewatch it? How many times have you watched it? The answer to that question is 26 times. I love Yangtze Palace. It's one of my favorite dramas. I wish they made more like it. I don't, like, I love strong female leads, but I also don't like, you know, the ones that are just like magically prone to getting out of things. Like, I don't like the ones that have, I'm the main character, so they can't kill me syndrome. I find that stressful and annoying. But I love Chinese dramas because, yeah, there's like the illusion to, like, you know, sex and stuff, but as an asexual individual, I'm so glad they don't actually show it. Like, don't get me wrong, China has a lot of issues with censorship and other things. So I'm not gonna, like, praise them there. There's a lot of things that they need to change about their country. Just very big things, too. But, like, I don't want to get into it too much because, quite frankly, I don't have the energy. But yeah. But yeah. I do enjoy a lot of their media. And this is purely because a lot of their media does not have a lot of sex in it. In fact, it's very, very rare that you're going to see just straight on sex in Chinese media, at least from what I've been able to see. And honestly, wonderful. That's great. 10 out of 10. I enjoy that. But, like, I know enough about the world to be like, I know what's fact and fiction. But it also worries me that once they start, you know, once, like, Chinese dramas where about, like, emperors and China's imperial history, you know, how they start cracking down against that recently, especially with Yangtze Palace. And I'm upset about that because, like, you've got something good there, bud. You've got something that a lot of people abroad would love to watch, as well as your own people. And, well, yeah, you're one of the biggest economies of the world. And so, like, money's not a big thing for your country. I mean, for your economy. I mean, a lot of your people still live in poverty because, you know, wages are horrible. But we're a fairly rich country. By not banning so many things or holding back on certain things, you can very much so grow your economy and stuff. Create more jobs. It'll benefit you and your people in the long run. I'm a little sad though. China, I recently learned that, because like I've thought about it. Like, obviously I can't because, a lot of their policies would get me killed. Because I'm very much so I've got a very big mouth. Very, if a government fucks up, I'm going to say that the government is fucked up. And, well, the Chinese government doesn't like it when people call it out on its bullshit, They can get quite cranky about that. Because they feel threatened. So I wouldn't be able to immigrate there anyway, but they're one of the hardest countries to immigrate to. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's going to change considering what has happened with COVID and just how many people have died from it in their country alone, especially recently. I mean, they lifted their bans and stuff, like, their no traveling. They lifted up their zero policy, which, like, I get it, it's been like 3 years and there's still COVID and people are starting to go fucking crazy. And at the same time, man, it's just really... I mean, I think if all of the countries in the world did China's zero tolerance policy, I think COVID would have been taken care of. But we didn't, because a lot of us are fucking stupid. And the moment someone's just like, hey, why don't you wear a mask? People are like, oh, I don't want to wear a mask. And I'm like, you people are idiots. But of course, I don't want to start an argument. I don't have the energy for it. I just don't. Me. They're a very poor family. They're trying their best, but also gives them these snazzy little doodads. I do think there'd be a couple of holes, though. Like from when they moved the couch in. Just in. Multiple small holes. Peeking out there in a crack. There we go. But yeah, I think she's not like super rich. I do think she has a few nice things that she had in like storage or something. Back when her husband was alive. Like maybe she came from like a pretty wealthy family. And her mother was very upset that she married a poor man and cut her off. But her father loved her dearly, but didn't want to upset his wife, because, happy wife, happy life. So he sent her some things. And, I might make her parents. I don't know. But, yeah. Okay. Don't think she'd have a toilet by there. not a very talkative gamer. That much I'll be honest about. I'm not a very talkative gamer. I don't talk a lot. Do I like that layout? Looks like I can move this door. I think I might move the door. Move this here for now, and switch this around, do a switcheroony. But oh, won't they see someone taking a bathroom? Taking a poo? No, no they won't. There we go, yeah. Now we get some rugs. I'm sorry for going on such a weird tangent. I don't know. I've got a lot of thoughts. No one to share them with. No one to share them with, and honestly, I don't know what to do about that. I think I'm gonna get a sip of my water real quick. Sorry, I had to get some sip of my water because I was getting parched. I was withering away. But, oh good lord. You know what I find funny though? A lot of people are just like, oh my goodness. Console players, you have it so good. You guys can play in your bed. And then I'm like, yeah, we can. But you know what we can't have? CC. Do you know what it takes to edit a video from a console? It's a pain in the ass. Is first you gotta upload it and as unlisted so you can copy the link, and then you gotta download your own video, and then once you've downloaded your own video you've gotta edit it, and then once you've done editing it you've gotta use your software to save said edited video so that you can upload it, and sometimes your software doesn't want to work, so you gotta redo everything you've just done and you get pissed about it. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, why don't you get a computer? And I'm like, I don't have money, Susan. I have no job, and therefore no money. Why don't you get a job? Because I am disabled and cannot work. And, like, it sucks. It does. If I could work, I would. Like, don't get me wrong. I would like to avoid the whole, you know, the whole struggle of getting hours and working the grind and being exhausted all of the time and never doing anything fun because you're tired. Being a stick in the mud. But yeah. Just find some art. But yeah. I think there'd be like a small crack in this. You need a mirror! I can't believe I forgot a mirror. Now some more art. My thing's a bit too close. But yeah. I wish we had more art that was like this in this shape, because if we had more paintings in this shape, it would be a lot better. I could do a lot more with stuff. Let's put this above the toilet. There we go. I'm pretty sure I've just used like a shit ton of money in this little areas, these areas alone. Like, I don't really care. I mean, I do, but I don't. See some wallpaper. giving my Sim something pretty. You know what? I'm gonna give it this wall paint. Maybe. Does it go with the furniture? Absolutely not. Is that the point? Also, yes. You know, because sometimes, you know, you're renting an apartment or a trailer or a house or whatever, and you don't get to make a lot of painting changes. 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 You don't get to make a lot of changes to like the paint and everything, and I like to think they've like just recently moved in, or they've been there for just a couple of weeks. Ooh. Sorry, I'm watching Yangxi on YouTube while I'm doing this, and she's cooking something out of wax apples. Apparently, it's basically it's mineral water growing on trees, as her title says. And what she's made looks kind of like this omelet thing, and it looks so good. But it's got like apples in there, and oh my god, I want to eat some of that. Oh. I'd eat at her house, but I think she'd expect me to help, and I don't know. I can barely work my way around my kitchen, which is like a relatively normal one. Like, it's a small kitchen. I'll give him that one. Right. And it looks good. Oh my god, that one slice is as big as this one guy's head. Like, I used to watch Lazikwi, and I think that's how you pronounce her name. I don't know. But, she stopped uploading because she had some issues with one of the companies, and she hasn't uploaded since. And, like, I'm sad, but, like, she deserves her money. She deserves to get paid for her efforts. But also, like, I'm sad because, you know, her stuff is gone. Well, it's not gone, it's not off YouTube, but it's, she's just not putting anything else up. And if someone does find one of her videos being put up again, please let me know. I would like to watch all of her new stuff, if she's got any new stuff. But yeah, I like to think that a lot of her stuff came from her old house. Except for maybe the couches. I think, her landlord gave her those couches. I would like to try wax apple. At least that's what she's calling it. I don't know if that's the actual name for it. But it looks pretty good. Let's see. I'll give him a hardwood floor for his room too. Another hardwood floor. But I'm gonna do this by there we go. Beds. Yeah. I think she'd have it double bed. I like the way that one looks. And let's save, just to make sure it doesn't crash. I'm still watching Dianxi, and I think it's her sister. Her sister, they're in the vineyard, and they're like, and she's like, does the vineyard owner have a son? And, you know, joking about marrying him for the vineyard. I like that though. I like their little community. Like, it's a rather small community. I don't know where she lives. I can't remember the exact province, but the area she lives in, it's a relatively small community. And that's gotta be great, living in a small career. Career? No, small community. Oh my god, I cannot talk today. I cannot talk today. Just there. I'm gonna put these two. Zoom in. So I've recently begun playing Twisted Wonderland. I mean I haven't gotten into it yet. Like I haven't even gotten past the tutorial or anything, but this controller's gonna piss me off. But it seems to be going well. Now usually I would probably finish this and then go out to their outdoor area and work on this. But like I'm starting to get like a little too tired to function. I'm not feeling very well. So like put this right here. I'm gonna put these little paintings that I got off the gallery. I cannot remember the original creator of these. I wrote her name down somewhere, but I lost my little pen pad. So, like, I'm upset about that. But, you know, it is what it is. But, like, I think I might be wrapping up soon. Like, this has been a rather short stream, though. At least according to... There we go. At the same time, like... I don't know. Yeah. I mean... Yeah, I think I'm gonna just end this here for now. And God, what's the word I'm looking for? Restart this, later on. I might do it again today, like I might continue this later on today. I don't know, it'll probably be tomorrow, but like I'm tired. Like not tired as in I want to go to sleep tired, but I mean like tired as in, oh my god, I can't think of anything and my words are failing me tired. And so I will continue this tomorrow, I think, or after a nap, whichever one comes first. So, yeah, I hope you all have a good day. I hope you're all safe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.